The May numbers are in. The national headlines are wrong. What am I talking about? Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Hi everyone, my name is Mike Renick. I've got the May real estate numbers. They're effective through April 30th, which is the way it works in this market. So we call them May. So let's take a look at right now the national headlines. And I've got three here on the screen. The first one, the quote says, amid an ongoing insurance crisis and lingering high mortgage rates, Florida homeowners are slashing prices to make their properties more appealing, with nearly 25% currently selling for less than they originally asked for. The second one says home prices stagnate in Florida and Texas as supply soars. The last one, sales of condos in Florida have dramatically fallen in recent weeks, even as prices dropped in some of the major metros, and the number of motivated sellers in the state, i.e. those willing to accept a lower offer in order to sell quickly, is currently the highest in the country. Let's talk about that. But in the beginning, let me share this. Why do we spend time studying the market? If I use that information to craft plans for my buyers and sellers, it would fail. If that's not accurate in terms of those headlines, our strategy would be wrong. We don't use one strategy for all. We customize each strategy based on the needs of our clients, whether they're a buyer or a seller. So most agents, they know what's happening in the market. Your better agents or your good agents, they understand what's happening. But your great agents not only can explain what's happening, they will achieve the best deal for you because they will leverage that information to craft their strategy. And that's what's really important here. So that's the difference. Let's take a look and we'll deep dive this. When we look at the numbers, the number of listings are up year over year, 84%. Most of the nation's having a supply problem. In Sarasota and Manatee County, we are not. Solds, the number of solds are up 6%. Pendings, those are the future sales. They're under contract but not closed. They're up 1%. Price, 9% over a year ago. We're going to deep dive that in just a second. That doesn't sound like prices are falling apart and sellers are giving away condos and homes right now. Days on the market are up 40%. Months of inventory is up 75%. So when we look at this, we are really in a neutral market. This is the second 30-day period that exists. When you have less than 3 months worth of listings out there, 3 months less of opportunities, it's a seller's market. If it's greater than 6, it's a buyer's market. We're in the middle here, and I'll talk more about that in just a second. Let's deep dive this. When we take a look at the listings for sale here on this chart, that's the light green numbers. You see that the trend has been upwards through about the last 6, 7, 8 months. A little bit of a blip down last month, but still very high compared to what we saw a year ago. When we go into the pendings, when we take a look at the pendings, that's the red, what I call the squiggly line. That number over the last 4 months has been going up. And that's why I say it's a 1% increase. And when we look at the number of solds, and the solds are the dark green bars on here, the sold numbers in terms of from a year ago, they're up substantially, but we want to keep an eye on that. They were trending down 4 or 5 months ago, they went up. So you've got a mixed market here in terms of supply, in terms of the active buyers. We're going to talk more about that in just a second. But when we go to the next chart, this is the one everyone's talking about. Prices are up. It was $333 a square foot a year ago. It's $363 this year. Now, if you look at it over the last maybe 8 months, it's been oscillating a little bit, but prices have not crashed. When you see that sellers are lowering the price, there's a simple reason. It wasn't priced according to market to begin with. Things are selling when they're priced appropriately. That's the key here. We can't price like in the old days. So we do same kind of thing. We look at the market. What are similar homes going for? We craft a strategy if we're working with you as a seller. If we're looking for a buyer, it's the same thing but in reverse. We look at this data and we craft the right plan for you. But prices are not falling. Homeowners and condo owners are not giving away their properties right now. Days on the market, substantially higher than it was a year ago. Well, when you have higher supply, that's typical. You're going to see that go up. In months of inventory, when we look at this right now, the months of inventory have come down a little bit. That months of inventory are a function of the amount of units or homes on the market versus the number of sales. So it's fallen a little bit. So right now, when you look at this, this is a healthy market for both buyers and sellers. But what you have to have is a broker that understands this And it doesn't take one plan off the shelf and says, here's my plan. They invest the time. It's that 4-letter word I like to use called work. They invest the time to craft a strategy for you. That's what success is all about. On the buy side right now, you don't have to move really fast and settle. You can take your time. On the sell side, if you're selling, even though there's a lot more listings, if your broker crafts a strategy that shows the folks, the potential buyers, why your home is unique and why this is the one that needs to buy, you'll be successful. There's a lot more to this. This is just Sarasota, Manatee County. We need to deep dive this down, not only to the city within those counties, but also maybe the subdivision or the condo association, because the market is different, whether you're on the islands or you're on the mainland. We cover all of Sarasota, Manatee County. We study the market because that's the right thing. Our clients not only deserve that, they expect that. This is the beginning. Feel free to give me a call. I'd be happy to do an analysis for you. No obligation. My name is Mike Renick. My direct cell is 941-400-8735. Until next time, thanks for watching.